Hello, this is Simple Life Philosophy, and I'm your host, Ed Raby. This channel is dedicated to finding a philosophy of life that is both simple to understand and simple to execute. This is the first installment, however, of a new little series I'm doing in the morning called Morning Meditations, where I take something that I reflected on during the day before and place it in front of you again for your morning meditation and perhaps some sort of inspiration to you as you go about your day. I'm going to start off my morning meditations, and this being the very first one, with my own personal meditations that I do as I go around my living area, my living room, and I look at the various posters that I use for meditation, where I usually take 3 to 5 minutes where I just kind of stand in front of them, read them through, and go forward with them. And then as I go around the room, I kind of reflect on different things. And then after I'm done with that, I go into my stretching routine. Often that is a continuation of my meditations. So today, I want to talk about the very first thing that I do when I actually start my meditation time, which is directly across from me, actually, is a poster entitled The Nine Noble Virtues. And I start with them every morning. I get up, I make my bed, I lay out my clothes for the day, and then I come into my living area, and the first thing I do, after probably putting my contacts in, is stand in front of this poster and I began to read through the Nine Noble Virtues that I have on the wall. And the first virtue on that list is courage. Courage. And basically, courage says, I will face my fear and I will protect my family and my kindred from all dangers. The issue with courage in a pagan philosophy mindset, and as I meditate on the courage, I often think about different things that represent courage, because I find myself, when it comes to courage, struggling with it, and I think everybody does. There's actually kind of a divide on what courage is. There is the school of thought that says courage is not necessarily the absence of fear, but basically looking at fear and saying, I am not going to be fearful today. I'm instead going to go more forward and face my fears and get past them and do the right thing, do what I need to do. The other school of thought is that fear is a choice, that we see a danger or we see a risk, and we have to make a choice of whether to be fearful about it or be courageous about it, or somewhere in between. I think both of them kind of have merits. In my own meditation times about courage, my main concern is I need to face and do what I need to do every day. Now, as somebody who faces the regular fears of the day, we're not warriors. I do have a symbol that I often carry with me, and you probably saw it on the thumbnail. This is a replica Viking sword. It's actually a modern version created by Modern Methods, but I bought it for a costume that I have. But it also has become something that I sit near my bookshelf over my shoulder as a representative, symbolic item of several of the virtues, most notably courage. I would rather have the warrior's mind where I know that there's a danger or there's something coming at me or there's something I need to face during the day, and simply when I start my meditation in the morning, make the decision right away, I am going to face my fear. I'm going to, whatever that fear may be. Now, some days I know exactly what I've got to face that day, and so I know what the fear is going to be, and so I immediately go, oh, yeah, I've got to face this today. I got to do this today, and I need to make the choice, if you're of that school of thought, or I need to go forward despite my fear and act in courage and do what I need to do. And so courage becomes an essential element of doing most anything. The Nine Noble Virtues has it, but also in my preliminary studies of Stoicism, it's interesting that one of the virtues that they possess right out the gate is courage. Because without courage, you really can't take that step forward that you need to take with any other of the virtues or with your philosophy of life. You know, if you're trying to aim for that simple, forward life of philosophy, that takes a lot of courage, friends. Because in our day and age, I'm going to tell you, the world likes to complicate things, and it likes to make us think very complex thoughts, have these complex problems. And the person who says, you know what, I'm going to take a step back, I'm just going to live my life simply, I'm not going to do this highly involved and chase the consumerism American dream, and instead say, you know, what is it that I really want? What, you know, and to me, when people ask me, what do you want most of all? Peace of mind. It is the thing I strive for. And I don't get peace of mind by complicating things. I don't get peace of mind by letting my fears rule me either. I simply face my fears. I, in a sense, draw my sword and go forward. My thing with courage, as I've continued to meditate on, I got a lot of work to do. I haven't always been the most courageous person. I've certainly been a coward from time to time. But the issue is, as we go forward with each day, is to be better than the day before. And so as I start my meditations every day, I'm reminded that courage is me facing my fear, and I will do so. And I will also defend my family and kindred from danger. That's the other side of courage. Okay, what is the benefit of the virtue? The virtue's benefit is personal. I, of course, protect myself, or I face a risk and I go forward. But also courage needs to be thought of in the context of looking at what you're trying to defend. The warrior fights not because he hates the enemy in front of him. The warrior fights because he loves what is behind him. And you as a person need to act in courage so that you protect that which you love. No coward ever kept what he has gained. It takes people of courage to guard the wall. It takes people of courageous heart to go and face their day every day. And some of you are like me. You get up and you go to this, you know, blue collar, grindy job. And that could really take a lot out of you. But to me, I face that with, hey, I've got to be courageous today. I've got to face my job and not be overwhelmed by the seemingly grind of it, or the boringness of it, or the repetition of it. What am I doing this for? What am I executing this for? What courage am I showing today by showing up and doing the best job I can? Because there are people counting on me. I'm counting on myself. And, you know, we're going to talk more about some of the other virtues that I meditate on. In fact, these first 9 videos are going to be about the 9 noble virtues and how I meditate on them. But I wanted to start off with courage because it really becomes the stepping off point for anything you're going to do. If you're going to accomplish anything in your life, you're never going to gain it without making that decision to be courageous, or making that decision, you know, to face your fears and move forward. Remember, it's not just you that's counting on your courage. It's the people behind you that you love and care about. Well, that's my thoughts for the morning meditation for April 24th, 2023, and my thoughts on courage. I want to thank you for coming by. This has been Simple Life Philosophy, and I've been your host, Ed Raby. I encourage you to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell, and comment below if you have some other thoughts about courage. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I've been Ed Raby, and I've been your host here at Simple Life Philosophy, and I want to thank you for stopping by once again, and you have a great one.